Hello and welcome back to another installment of Fodder, where today I want to talk about the upcoming Gym Cup. Now, if memory serves, previously, since this orbital hall has come into existence, I feel like the orbital hall has been about 24 hours with the Gym Cup immediately following that. And for some reason, the orbital hall was 48 hours this time, but correct me if I'm wrong on that. But I really do feel like the orbital hall was just one day. Now, one thing that I do want to say about the orbital hall is I love the fact that they brought the orbital hall into existence. One of the big complaints early, or not, it wasn't even a complaint, that's a harsh word. One of the suggestions early stage of this game was it would be nice to be able to test out different deck builds in a hall style match. And so the developers, I assume, listened to that feedback, and we have the orbital hall. I would like to take that one step further. I wish that they would get rid of any of the rewards. I think right now for 3 wins you get a rare metal rare. I would actually like to see them do away with the rare metal rare, not because I don't appreciate the rare metal rare, but I want to try a plethora of decks, and I don't want it to cost energy to test out different deck builds. There's only so many deck builds that you can test, and when it was only 24 hours, there were a lot less deck builds that you could put together, and I'm definitely not going to spend gems to try to build different decks and see what works. I would just like to have, I would like to feel like when the Gym Cup starts that I know what should be viable. And as is, I just don't know. But I do have 92 energy. That is enough for 3 orbital hall matches. Let's see. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna run this deck right here. I've got 2 Zapdos, a Moltres, and Articuno, the Electric Eel, and I can't even think of the name. Oh, and the room isn't working. And Ampharos with Mega Ampharos. Now, Ampharos with Mega Ampharos is an electric type figure, and it's going to serve as my max revive as well. I'll just go ahead and create a public room. 5 is good. Let's see, is somebody gonna let me? Oh yeah, Electros. Now, what this is going to do, and I've never run this deck, so I don't know, but the point of Electros is it is going to stop Coco and Zapdos from being able to pass over different figures because of an ability. They'll still be able to use Hurdle Jump if they so choose, but I'm having a hard time calming down that rush. The other figures in here are the legendary birds, and I'm doing that just to see if the mobility. Now, I know that Articuno is wildly out damaged, but the ice charge is a really good move. Moltres is probably on the weak side as well at 110 plus, one teens, if that makes sense. But the mobility is there, and I'm running 2 double chance because with all these legendary figures, the legendary birds, they're kind of inconsistent to say the least. And then I'm running the 2 Zapdos because Zapdos is getting the double buff. It's getting the MP buff. Additionally, it is getting the damage buff. And that is kind of how I came up with this deck build. There are a lot of different ways that you can go, and I haven't had sustainable success with any single build. I've tried Ultra Beasts, and what I'm finding is I just get overrun by figures like Coco and Zapdos who just move over everything. That's where the Electros came into play. So I'm gonna wait until eventually we find an opponent, and then we'll come back. And we are back. So I have Meh, who's running Sableye. This doesn't even look like a gym deck. They're running Shiny Rayquaza, Electros, Mimikyu, DOA, and Tapu Koko. Who knows? I should have mobility on this opponent, I should be able to take over entry points rather quickly. I think what I want to do is, I think I'm just going to come here and cover up my goal. I'm still going to have good mobility with my other figures. I'll take Articuno and close off the other side here. Now I remember, I think the very first gym I ever played was, and does he have hurdle jump? I assume that he does. We'll get into my story here in a second. He does have hurdle jump. So, we're going to do that. And then I have long throw, scoop up, switch, double chance, double chance. Okay. We're actually going to take this Zapdos and run up the lane here. The very first gym I remember playing was Flying Cup Gym. I had Salamence, I had Skarmory, and I went up against a deck which was 2 Zapdos, 2 Moltres, 2 Articunos, and just got smoked. A, I didn't know how to play the game real well, and B, I got smoked. Like, there's just no two ways to phrase that. So I thought about running 2 of each in this gym, and that might be viable. I think it's a little underpowered by today's standard, but who knows? Let's see what happens here. He's going to take his Ray. That's a good start. I lose to the 140, but I guess nothing else matters. I will bring out my Electros, and it's level 1. 150 can take care of Rayquaza though. Let's see what happens here. He doesn't want to attack. I'm actually going to move my Articuno over. And this is what I mean. Every Orbital Hall match that I've done, I just get outpowered. And I can't figure out what is going on. Let's try this. Dodge. That would have been a great one with the break energy. That should have been pretty easy knockout. I feel like my opponent leveled up his fly on his Rayquaza. That's what it looks like. Which I should be able to use to my advantage. So I'm going to attack again. Yeah. There we go. So that's a good roll. That's a good roll. I don't have Gold Block, but I do have Switch. And I think my best plan of attack is going to be using Switch on Articuno, which is going to give me a lot better mobility. Let's see what he has to do. He should probably attack with Sableye, but he doesn't, and that's fine. So I'm going to hop over here, try to get my entry point free and clear, and I'm going to roll the miss. No reason for him to melee wish. And I just really shouldn't be struggling as much as I'm struggling, and I don't know what it is that I'm doing. I'm playing really well in league play, but for some reason, here in this Orbital Hall, it is just struggle fest. I am at that stage, you know how I've mentioned before, where all figures are going to roll what they're going to roll the correct number of times that they should be rolling it. Interesting decision by my opponent there. I'm at the stage where my opponent's Cocos are rolling melee wish non-stop. I think I win a game where I attacked Coco 6 times and rolled 5 melee wishes. That just should not be happening. And then we're going to lose on that one. And I don't know what to do about this. It's gotten to the point where it's comical how often my opponent's Cocos are rolling Melee Wish. And I know it's just a numbers game, which means soon they're not going to roll Melee at all. But for the interim, it's super annoying. Now this Deoxys attack form presents an interesting problem. I don't have an answer for that. But I'm going to throw my Moltres down there on his entry point anyways. He does not have a max revive. Hopefully he can get a slip here. Perfect. And he didn't double chance. Maybe DOA is a good option to run. I'm going to actually, because I've got him so pinned in right now, I'm going to take this opportunity to trigger my Mega. Not going to attack, no need to. I really don't want my Mega Ampharos to get confused, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up a surround of his Sableye. And it's almost like he heard me talking. So we're not going to let him have access to anything worthwhile. And in fact, we're actually going to double chance my Zapdos into his Sableye. That's, with a double chance, it's such a favorable matchup that I think I'd be silly not to try to take advantage of it. Okay. We're going to have to roll gold here. No. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? The odds are in my favor. Now this is only a level 4 Zapdos. I don't know, maybe that played into it, but the odds were still overwhelmingly in my favor that I was going to be able to knock him out. He's probably going to go for the Confuse, which is what I would do if I were him. He's not. He's going to stop there. And I'm actually going to just hop over here, and then we're going to pull out my Articuno. And that's why I'm using Ampharos and Mega Ampharos. It is infinitely better than a Max Revive if you have that ability to use, and it's the same play cost. There you go. Confuse Zapdos performs well. And now, let's continue to apply pressure. Here's where having multiple legendary birds is going to should prove to be beneficial. Sweet. Wow. My confused Zapdos rolled like a champ there. The one downside to having so many legendary birds is it limits my mobility just a little bit, as I'm not able to pass over my own figures. But what I'm going to do is just kind of set up. How do I want to do this? Okay. I'm going to slide over here with Ampharos. I'm going to take Ampharos up to here, leave my Articuno there, and then start pinning in his figures. Unless, of course, I just knock out his Mimikyu with my Zapdos, which is a hugely advantageous advantage for me against the Mimikyu. If he's smart, he'll move Electros over. I think that would have been a better play before my Zapdos does something wild like get knocked out. I'm just going to go ahead and electric. Oh, that's going to be a weight win because of Electros. That works out perfectly. Well, it won't even be a weight win because he can burn a plate. But that's going to be a huge advantage for me here. All he can do is burn a plate at this point. I'm going to move my Ampharos up to right next to my Moltres, and then I will move Moltres over. This is basically game over at this point. I would not have done that. I forgot he had Pokemon Switch. Probably should have brought Deoxys attack form onto the board. Probably would have been a better play. Ooh. Okay, so that's going to be game right there. There's nothing that he can do at this point. Can't bring him on the board because he's going to get surrounded. Okay, I guess if he wants to delay the inevitable, we'll take the win. Overall, you know, it's not the strongest deck. Decent mobility. And that's going to be a victory. So a nice win there. The deck, my opponent's deck did cause me some problems, and if Deoxys attack form had not slipped, I think I would have been in a lot more trouble. But my opponent wasn't running Zapdos, so my electric didn't really get showcased at all. So I don't know. I don't know about that. Let's see if there's already a room made. I think I have another deck built. I guess not. Let's see. Do I have another gym deck built? Let's try this one. So here's the deal with this one. We have the Eel again. We have Tynamo. We have Cobaline. As you can probably guess, what I want to do is set up Tynamo, who is going to paralyze everything in the world, next to my Koba on goal, meaning that my little Tynamo cannot be knocked out by gold attacks. It is a huge purple attack, and I believe it's a 2-star purple attack. So really all we'd have to fear would be like a Blaziken with a 3 MP, a Combuskin with a 3 MP star purple. Again, we're going to just give this a minute until an opponent shows up, and then we'll be back. All right, so we have an opponent. It looks like they're making their final selections to their deck. This deck also has the Eel in it. It has Ampharos and Mega Ampharos, and I really do recommend, even for league decks, if you have Ampharos and Mega Ampharos, I highly recommend using them because it is a better max survive. And even if that's the only reason why you're using it, I still think you're better off. Now, Rayquaza is an interesting play. I'm actually just going to throw the Eel out right off the bat. Swablu, I'm interested to see how my opponent's deck works here. And the reason why I threw my Eel out right at the beginning is because I knew my opponent wasn't going to do anything the least bit aggressive. They want to set up their Swablu so that my attacks are doing -40 into... Do I have Gold Block with this? I do not. I'm actually going to just take my Zapdos and drop it on goal. And then I'm going to bring my Electros out if he moves his, and he did not. Okay. I'm going to bring Tynamo out. And if he moves his Rayquaza up to here, I'm going to attack with Electros. Okay. I think I'm actually just going to set my Tynamo out here. What do I have? I have Switch, Scoop, Long, Electrosphere. Let's see what happens here. Let's go after my Tynamo. And my Tynamo immediately wets the bed. Immediately. Like, no hesitation at all there. This is going to give him weight 2 no matter what he rolls, unless he just flat out loses, in which case we're good to go. I'm going to press forward here. My opponent has switch, gold block, wing sphere. I did mention yesterday that I thought wing sphere might be a decent plate. I think there are going to be enough flying types that it maybe not, it might not be the best play after all. I'm going to get my Koba out because I do want to set up my little half sandwich. So we will take Koba up to here. I'm going to take a little bit of setup because I got twisted at the beginning. Typically when you would set this up, you'd set up the Dynamo and Koba sandwich earlier. But I'm actually going to threaten taking over his other entry point. I imagine, no, he does not have a max revive. So that is interesting. I'm actually going to bring my Koba back around. Okay, so he's going to hit fly, which is fine. I'm actually going to take this opportunity to drop my Zapdos back here. Now, Zapdos can't be knocked out by gold, which is all that I would really fear from Rayquaza, is the gold attack. Oh, poor Zapdos. We're going to start doing the slow march. And in fact, what I think might actually be the better play is taking over his entry point with my Electros. Wow. Who, let me just tell you, is on absolute fire right now. And then what I'm going to do after this is I'm going to do a Poke Switch, and I'm going to put my Eel over there on his entry point. Yeah. I like that idea. I like that idea. That works. Now he's not going to be able to get over me, so he's going to have to attack. So far we've been money with our little Zerk tree. I've been calling it by the wrong name, my Zerk tree. Ooh, okay. This is fine. Can't really harm us here. I'm gonna go up here. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go, he's gonna back up though. Yeah, just couldn't see him keeping. We're actually gonna lose that roll, which is unfortunate, but I'm gonna press forward because if I get knocked out here, it's okay. I'll get my Dynamo out on the board. I almost feel like it's worth it to double chance into, man, let's double chance into Zapdos. Yeah, it's not what we wanted. That was good though. Maybe the better play would have been double chancing into his Swablu, but Swablu has Cotton Guard leveled up there. We're probably going to get electrocuted here. No, he wants a straight attack. And once again, Zapdos is doing what Zapdos does, which is going to give me his second entry point. And now my opponent is in a bit of trouble here. What do I want to do? I'm going to go Electrosphere. Because I don't really want to move anything. I don't want to give him the opportunity if I move my Zap anywhere. I don't know. That's going to be not a winning roll anymore. That would have been a winning roll. I'm going to come over here and threaten his entry point. That would have been a winning roll without those two Swablues on the board. So something to think about there. He's going to come after the attack. And I'm just going to take over his entry point. His Zapdos have been worse than awful this game, which is a little concerning because eventually those rolls are going to turn around. I want him to roll Break Energy or Fly. I have to tell you, sometimes you get all the rolls, and I feel like I have predominantly gotten all the rolls here against Lewis Purr. I'm gonna make him attack me. I don't have confidence that his Swablues can do anything worthwhile. And what I'm gonna do is just bring my little eel, my Tynamo, over. We'll see what happens here. If I survive another roll, let's go for it. Let's live a little. Because he's going to go after my Zapdos. I have no doubt about that. Wow. His Zapdos have just been horrendous. If he knocks out my Zapdos here, I'm still going to attack Swablu and hope to get him paralyzed. Because that's such a terrible matchup against Zapdos there, it doesn't do me a whole lot of good. Oh, he gets the dodge. And that's okay. I'm going to be able to bring my Ampharos out, and my Ampharos is going to work as my Max Revive, and then I'll be able to pull my figures back out. We will go Ampharos there. Let's see. Okay, so he is going to attack. Ooh. I got lucky there. Because fly into my white would have been GG. So I got lucky there. That was a lucky roll. Again, his inability to roll anything useful. Let's go after this. I'm trying to paralyze. This little eel, everybody in the end guild loves this thing. I'm not a fan so far. It has been, if there's a way to be less than good, it has been less than good. How about that? My little Tynamo has been as good as my opponent's Zapdos. This is quickly. See, all the rolls that I was getting earlier, I'm no longer getting. And I mentioned that before, that I was concerned that when my opponent starts getting rolls, I'm going to be in trouble. I don't have this covered anymore either. I've got to just survive one roll so I can go Mega and bring. All right. We'll bring this out. I haven't been a fan of Tynamo yet. What does my opponent have? Nothing I should be worried about. So let's go Mega. Okay. Like I said, we're just using this for the Max Revive. Let's get him back out. Now, what do we want to do? Well, we're going to move. Okay, let's see what happens here. Perfect. And then I've got a scoop up here. I'm going to scoop up, and then take my surround there. That works. Very nice. Very nice. All right. Now, we need to find a way to threaten his goal again. Again, you know, I had great early positioning, but the deck just kind of falls apart after this. And like with that, I just don't know. I just don't know what to do. So we're going to take over this. Maybe Swabloos are the way to go in the gym too. I don't think so, but maybe they are. I'm having a difficult time. I'm gonna bring my tree out. I trust the tree more than I trust Zapdos. I don't know, maybe, you know, Zapdos has the mobility, but we'll see. Man, his Zapdos are just rolling so poorly. Let's see what happens here. Oh my goodness. I'm so glad he doesn't have an evolution set there, but to lose to a... Finally, we get our first Thunderweave. To lose to a Swablu on a miss. That's a hard one to stomach. I don't know. Here's the problem, is I know his ability can switch places, but I don't know like I don't know if I can move after I switch places, or if it... Ooh, that would be nice. And if I do that and I'm wrong, it's bad news. We're gonna back up one. So I know, see, I can, at the start of turn, instead of an MP move, this Pokemon may switch places with an adjacent. Okay. Interesting. I need him to hit Fly. He's not going to hit Fly, is he? Oh, how did I get myself in this position? I can't. Like, I really can't even blame this on Swablu. This was, I don't know what happened. I still have long throw. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna try to get a. He can't fly. Why do I do this? Oh my gosh, that was insane. That was a bad play by me. Okay. I mean, dodge. That's not what I wanted. What am I going to do here? I've got my long throw. Let's put my long throw here with my Zapdos. Now he should front up against me with his Zapdos. He's just going to go straight aggressive. Okay? And he's going to be rewarded for his... Oh no, he's not. He's not rewarded. Does he have Gold Block? He does have Gold Block, okay. Now I think I just start spamming here. Because I can roll gold into his purple. Ooh. Ooh, got lucky there. Because I don't want him roosting, for sure. I think I just start spamming this. My gold into his purple. He can't beat me with his gold. He has a huge miss. All right. Now, this is a ton of work here. I think I just start spamming this as well. 84.64. He's only doing 40, but eventually he's going to get his Ray back out. I need to win this roll. That's going to be a winning roll. Finally. Oh man, I'm having to work really hard for this, especially when I had both of his entry point. He was down to 2 figures if I'm not mistaken. I'm going to attack here because even if I lose, he's paralyzed. And that's going to give him a huge miss. And he's going to have weight 2. I think I got knocked out. I did not get knocked out. Nice. All right. Well, let's go. Let's go after his other entry point here. Okay. Let's try to knock him out with that ginormous miss. Ooh, 236. That's not a bad day's work right there. The question is how do I... Now I can spam attack because I can't lose to his gold attack. Doesn't matter. We don't need it. Perfect. Let's just stay up the outside lane here. Like, we're not really scared about that. Cotton guard. So he can't be knocked out next turn. If he brings his Zapdos out, I'm just going to back up and take the gold protection from Koba. And he is going to bring that out. I will take the gold protection from Koba. He might go after my little Electros here. Now, this is funny to me because he can't knock me out with the gold. So I can freely spam attack him. I don't know if he realizes that. I should have attacked. I should have attacked Swablu to get rid of the Cotton Guard. What's my opponent going to do here? He has to move something. Just waste a plate. Perfect. All we wanted to do was remove the Cotton Guard off of there. Cotton Guard is gone. He is electrocuted, now has weight 2. Very nice. I feel pretty good, actually, unless we lose this roll. And as soon as I say that, watch. Nope. We're good. So we can actually just... There's really no reason for me to do much of anything at this point. You know, he's so far down on time. I can't lose to the gold attack, which means that Ray would have to land... Oh my gosh, another miss. That's 2 misses from Xurkitree this game. I'm only going to roll 8 out of 100. So I'd say I should be safe. Ladies and gentlemen, That is a 4 miss that he just rolled on consecutive spins. A 4 miss that has now been rolled 3 times this game. Statistically, it's only going to happen 4 times out of 100 games, and it happened 3 in this one game. That is pretty amazing. That is pretty amazing. And I think he has cotton guard, so. And just as I was saying, I feel pretty good about this. Back-to-back misses from Xurkitree. Back-to-back misses from Xurkitree. I'm at a loss for words. I really am. This is actually going to now most likely result in a turnover loss. But who knows? I could end up rolling more misses. I have no idea what Generator does. What does it do? All adjacent water type Pokemon. Oh, so it's a wasted move. There's no reason for that move to be in the game. Shockwave would be nice if I could land another Shockwave, but at this point, I'm just going for the stall win, or the turnover. Kind of a snatched defeat out of the jaws of victory on this one. 6 turns left. I mean, there's nothing I can do. He's kind of silly for attacking. I can't lose to gold, but we've already seen 60 lose to a miss before when I didn't think that was possible. So we'll just attack here. Okay. I mean, it's pretty much all for naught. He's going to get 2 turns in 14 seconds, or he just has to get 1 turn in. I mean, he has no real winning rolls there. Oh my God. I am so glad. Wait. Okay. That is the most ridiculous thing that I have ever seen right there. I thought that I had seen it all, but I haven't. Maybe now I have. Because that second game, that game that we just watched there, absolutely incredible. Rolling, having the gold protection. I can't lose to a gold roll. And hitting miss into the small white roll twice. I did it twice. Xurkitree did it, and Electros did it. So your guess is as good as mine when it comes to this Gym Cup. Let me know in the comments below, what decks have you guys been playing in this Orbital Hall that have been having success? Because as you can see, I'm still looking for ideas. This has been a long video, so I'm going to cut it right here. So until next time.